you can be protected with an investment.
For me, insurance play a very important role in the portfolio, but it has a very different investment goal. For me, I personally set aside money to basically ensure that I get medical and hospitalization protections. Ensure that I have term insurance policy to protect in the event of income loss for myself, so that my family, my loved ones, do not struggle. In the event of something happens to me, or for personal accidents, and when I travel, for travel insurance. So to me, insurance play a very different role when it comes to investment. It's not so much about returns for me, but it's more about risk protection, especially some of the risks that I know that are eventualities. For example, death. Death is 100% guarantee for every one of us. So it's an eventuality we need to protect against. The risk of falling ill. I showed this slide here. Basically, we did a quick research in the Philippines, for example. Uh, Here are the numbers, right? Most Filipinos actually think that they're not financially prepared in the event, for example, of something that most likely will happen to quite a lot of us, critical illness. 50% of the, or more than, I would say more than 50% of the people think that they will have to fund some of those medical and hospitalization expenses out of their own pocket, and it can be substantial. 80% believe that they will not have the funds to treat themselves, to any critical illnesses, for example, when it happens. And more than 52% feel that they are not financially prepared, even when one of their loved ones fall ill or fall sick. So this is a very telling figure, which is why I feel that insurance is for a very different purpose. Say, for example, we in Singlife has the mission, right? We really, really want to see how we can help Filipinos move away from financial distress to the extent that we can. The whole concept of having money when you critically need it. So we design our products and solutions very, very differently. For example, protection from medical cost. It's designed for people who wants to be financially prepared when they are required to pay hefty medical bills or when they are hospitalized. And this will give them the money they need to cover the medical expenses and actually to seek proper treatment or protect them against situation when they have very critical conditions. And one of the things that I feel is that many Filipinos are actually one medical emergency away from being plunged into financial distress, not just for themselves, but the entire family. Can you imagine when you're diagnosed of, stroke, heart attack, cancer, very, very common critical illness that we know are on the rise these days? You actually have to stop work and you need money to get treatment. And many people not only don't have money to get treatment, they have problems then funding the living expenses. So we are looking at investing in insurance for a totally different reasons like that. There's, I know I was trying to show the cost today is very, very substantial. Can you imagine, when you're diagnosed and you needed treatment, whether you have field health or HMO today, we know it only meets a very small percentage of what is needed to get proper treatment and to care for your family. And just two very good examples: heart attack, stroke, very, very common. We know the shortfall is substantial, and this will then cause Filipinos to really be in financial distress. So it's not really an investment for return, it's an investment to protect against risk. And it's very important for people who are just day to day normal, working adults out there.
Right, right, right. And
I don't know. I can keep going. I love to solve.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I can feel your heart about it in terms of insurance because when someone gets sick or someone in the family, like it can wipe everything, wipe
Yes.
your savings, wipe a
Mm.
lot. That's why it's very important what you are doing. And maybe you can go on like this is you are sharing a slide about the Mary story.
Yeah, because I think one of the perception or misconception that people have is that insurance is there only when I die, but that's not the case. Meeting today's day-to-day needs is very very critical. So in Mary's story, she is a very young working professional, a mother of two, and fortunately for her, she actually bought cash for medical costs. At the young age of 34, she got diagnosed of breast cancer, and we hear that all the time. And for Mary, she was fortunate that she invested early with a very small premium monthly through Gcash, very easy and convenient. She got filed a claim when she was diagnosed. She took out 300,000 Filipino pesos. But not only that, the policy continues to run for her because the policy is still active for unrelated late stage conditions of other conditions. We protect against 100 and more than 120, different critical illnesses. So after the 300,000 claims that she has, the policy still continues to run and it protects her against late stage condition up to 3x of that claims. So this is super important. This is how she got through the money to meet the claim, the medical bills, and get proper treatment, but also some money to allow living expenses for her two young kids. Of course, different, like I said, depending on your risk protection goals, we also design a product that we think is super critical for the Filipino society because many people sadly are hand to mouth, right? You work so hard and you feed the family, everything goes towards feeding the family. So we design a policy especially for breadwinner, especially breadwinners with dependents, where the whole family depends on your income. The idea here is to replace. So when you buy protection from income loss, you pay a small, premium consistently, and in the event of death, disability, or critical illness, you basically get payout for your family consistently. This is another real story, and this is a super tragic story for me. It's very sad every time I talk about this. But I applaud this young man. He's only 28 years old. He's actually a rider, so food delivery and stuff like that. So this is John's true story. He's 28. He bought protection for income loss, and at the young age of 28, super unexpected, he died in his sleep. Can you imagine? He's perfectly healthy, only 28. Nobody would have imagined death, but he died, in his sleep. But thankfully for John, being a responsible young man, he's the sole breadwinner. He has two aged parents to support. Upon his death, his parents actually claimed 1.5 million peso. And to her parents, to his parents, this is substantial. They teared when they collected the claims. They shared how they are able to then pay for very expensive funeral expenses, but at the same to give John a very dignified burial. But more importantly, they have enough to set up a sari store so that they can keep on having income for their living expenses now that they lost their sole breadwinner. So that's the
Wow.
story of John.
Wow. Like I like what insurance does because even if you think your life is ending, there
Mm,
is hope because there is an option where you can get cash that has been prepared in advance. That's why it's
yes.
really good for breadwinners if you want for income loss protection. And also it can also help you for your goals in terms of cash. Can you share what's in the slide? Cash for goals.
Yeah, so whether it's protecting against medical, hospitalization, critical illness, or loss of income, but other people, there are some folks who has a little bit more to spare, and they have big dreams. They have dreams of sending their kids to overseas university education. They have dreams to build a beautiful and big house, or they have dreams to even just go for a big nice vacation for their anniversary celebration, whatever their dreams and goals. People can start early and start young. So we have a product called Cash for Goals, depending again whether it's education, dream house, dream car, whatever that goal is. We allow folks to invest early and invest on your own terms. And what is very exciting about the Singlife product is we do not have any lock-ins, so you are free to exit when you can. So remember, we talk about liquidity and stuff like that, and we allow 100% of that premium that is invested to go towards investment, which means you get to your dream home, dream education packages much faster, because a lot of other traditional companies will take a substantial amount of that premium for commission, to pay agents, to pay different management fee. In Singlife, we invest 100% of that premium upfront. Also very different from normal investment product. You actually get protection for your money. So in the event of, because we're insurance, in the event of death, disability, critical illness, your loved ones, your beneficiary will get 125% of that total premium that has been paid. So it offers savings at a faster rate of returns, uh, and to get to your goals earlier, at the same time, insurance protection.
Right, right. So the good thing with what you are sharing, the insurance, it's not just for protection, but it can also grow your portfolio where you can have more funds because you will allow it to your funds to be locked in and have interest. Hence, it will help you with your goals. And I like what Singlife is doing because you are changing the game because you are an all-in digital insurance platform where it's very easy, especially if you just have Gcash and an internet connection. It's very efficient. Can you tell us more about it?
Yeah, maybe with this, I want to illustrate three C's, right, to help people remember. I always say that we are able to, because of what we do, we're able to provide very meaningful protection at a very affordable premium, very affordable from a cost, my three C: cost, carefree, and convenience, right? Cost perspective, most of our products has a much, you pay less for a bigger premium, for a bigger returns, for a bigger coverage. Medical, for example, we are at a fraction of what is out there in the market, very, very cost effective. Goals get you there faster because of the cost effectiveness. One of the rationale here is because we are fully digital, and every investor or every insured actually make their own decision. They do their own planning on the app itself. And like you said, very, very convenient through Gcash or any other digital banking platform that offers our service.